Good afternoon, Pokesports, and with another VGC Battle Stadium Series 12 video, bringing you a Scrafty team. Now, Scrafty has always been one of my favorite Pokemon. I used to love using Scrafty back in Generation 5, Generation 6, up until Generation 7 when they introduced a new Pokemon that does what Scrafty does, but better. And that Pokemon being the Instant. So, the Scrafty does have the Intimidate, does have the Fake Out, does have access to Dark moves. So, the only issue with Scrafty is that now, since the introduction of Fairy type, does have that 4 times weakness to Fairy, which is a little bit rough. Doesn't have the best defensive typing, along with not the best defensive stats as well. But what it does offer is some nice pants in comparison to the Instant. Now, the thing is, we're running this on a rain team. An Instant on a rain team, although very common, like literally the team that we used in yesterday's episode had an Instant on a rain team. Although very common, does struggle with the fact that, hey, yes, it is raining, so your fire moves are weakened. Scrafty doesn't have that issue, right? Scrafty does have access to stab fighting, which is actually a pretty decent stab to have in the current meta, especially against things like Porygon 2, which is very irritating, or, you know, just, for example, Ferrothorn, which is on this team, which is also very irritating, or just like other Pokemon that are weak to fighting, that do thrive very well, like say, oh yeah, Instant, that thing that we were just talking about. So this Scrafty is on the team for that very purpose. Super excited to try out this team. This team is actually from ChasmRift. We'll leave a link to their Twitch and all their stuff down below in the description. They make some pretty good content and clearly some pretty good teams. Super excited to try this out. Also, there's a Ferrothorn on this, so we might actually get the opportunity to try out Ferrothorn as well, which would be pretty fun. Anyway, if you guys are excited to see Scrafty here on the channel, you know what to do. Hit the like button down below and subscribe to Pokesports if you haven't done so already. With that said, let's get on to today's battles. Oh no, it's the Poliwhirl again. Oh boy, Poliwhirl. Poliwhirl. Thankfully, it's not like the end of the world for our team. The Scrafty does seem a little sus here. I mean, it would do nice into the Instant and even a little bit into the Zacian, but not really. But big one for us is definitely going to be our Zapdos, though. I'm kind of okay saying, hey, let's see Zapdos Grim bring Ferrothorn in the back. But then we don't bring Scrafty, and that's not fun. I do want to bring Zacian, though, here. Let's do Zacian and Scrafty in the back. We're going to bring Scrafty. We're going to force ourselves to bring Scrafty. We're not bringing an Ogre, which could be, like, the worst idea ever. But listen, sometimes you just got to make bad plays, right? is that my quote of the day? Sometimes you got to make bad plays. Anyway, let's go ahead and see what their lead is. As long as their lead isn't super terrifying, then we should be okay. They actually do lead with the Thundurus and the Instant. Doesn't make too big of a difference for us, I don't think. We could set up Reflect here, which is nice. And we could even get some Airstreams going onto their Instant, which is also pretty nice. And we also have Foul Play if we want to go down with the Foul Play route. I like the amount of options we have. I think for sure I'm going to start with an Airstream into the Instant. Might even take an opportunity to hard swap into my Zacian. Yeah, I'm doing that. I'm taking an opportunity to hard swap into Zacian, because then the Zacian can outspeed their Thundurus the following turn, which is really convenient. Because the Airstream boost gets to go on the Zacian. I get to avoid all fake outs this turn, which is nice as well if that's what they want. If that's what they want to do. I'm pretty sure they just go for the parting shot onto my Zapdos though. But it's fine. My Zapdos is going to turn into a... It's going to turn into an Airstream bot, and I'm kind of okay with that. I'm kind of very okay with that. This is also Sub-Zacian, if I want to go down that route as well, and avoid any potential Intimidates later down the line. Could just go Sub, could just be fine. Anyway, they're going to Dynamax Thundurus. It is going to Dynamax first, because that's the way that speed works. Thundurus is always faster than Zapdos, unless this is like some dumb slow Thundurus set, but for the most part, they always outspeed the Zapdos here. And they will be getting the Airstream off first if the Airstream is what they're going for. Now, if they go for Airstream on Zacian, I think I'm okay with that. But if they don't go for Airstream, they're kind of trolling. I think they're forced to Airstream here. All right, there's the Fake Out. It's great that it's not Parting Shot. It's really good that's not Parting Shot. And they do go for the Airstream. Fine by me. Also into Zacian. Zacian eats that for breakfast. That is A-okay by me. Now we're going to get some big damage onto this Instant for free. So I think I love that a lot. And their Life Orb, beautiful. Absolutely wonderful. Everything's going according to plan, it seems. All right, big airstream damage on to their Ensign. I can now click protect or click sub. I think I'm going to click protect and then sub next turn. I think I just have to stall their Dynamax for as long as possible. I'm just going to airstream again into that Zacian spot as well. I mean, that Ensign spot as well. Just eliminate the Ensign from the game. The faster I eliminate this Ensign, the easier time I'm going to have. Now, if they want, they could go for a hard swap out now, which is probably why I should have intimidated. I should have substituted here to avoid that intimidate later down the line. But I think the Thundurus is just going to go super hard into the Zacian. So I might as well just protect from it rather than just take damage with my sub first. Yeah, they do hard swap out, but whatever is coming in is taking a Life Orb Airstream. Their own Zacian, fine. Fine by me. We're always going to be faster than theirs, though. So as long as that's the case, I think I'm cool with that. All right, let's protect here. Let's go for an airstream of our own. After theirs, of course. Excuse me. Another airstream into the Zacian is going to do very little damage here. But we get to airstream now. Our Zapdos should be faster than their Zacian all day. So we could actually go for a Max Flare. Unless we think that they're going to swap that spot again. We actually do a lot of damage there. Wow. We're doing a lot more damage than they are to our Zacians. All right, cool. This is where the mind games come in. I could go for Airstream again. Or I could switch the Flare. They do have Ogre in the back, so we have to be a little bit cautious about that. So I think I'm just going to Airstream into Zacian. Followed by sub. Yeah, I'm going to sub here. Perfect. Honestly, perfect. Fine. So we're going to have the outspeed, right? We're going to have the higher speed tier after this turn. That sub is huge. That sub is really huge. All right, another airstream now into the Zacian spot. Does take it down to very low health. The following turn just got a lot more simple. For us, at least. And we also block the Intimidate if the Instant wants to switch back in. Oh, never mind. They're going to B-Blade our Zacian. Fair enough. I guess they were relying on me to go for their Thundurus spot there. I didn't really feel like I had to, though. I mean, I can now, right? I'm pretty sure that Thundurus is hard swapping into an Instant, though. So part of me is kind of inclined to just be like, okay, here's a Heat Wave. And here's a Sacred Sword. Actually, how low is that Instant? It's like really low, right? I think it was in like yellows. Was it in yellow? Part of me wants the Heat Wave and then just B-Blade that spot. That's what I'm going to do. I got the speed priority right now. My Zacian outspeeds everything. My Zapdos outspeeds everything. Zacian protects, be my guest. My goal here is to knock out the Thundurus. It's good that I did go for the B-Blade here because it looks like they are going to stay in, which is surprising to me. But they might just try to pick up the KO on my Zacian. But I don't think it does. Oh, yeah, absolutely not. If I connect with this Heat Wave, they're dead. There's the Heat Wave into the Protect. Do we get the Thundy? We do. Nice. No AV on that Thundurus will be enough to pick it up. And a crit to boot. I mean, I don't think that crit mattered. Because like I said, no AV on that Thundy, so. The Zapdos is such a menace right now. The Zapdos is their biggest fear on my team. So I think they're going to do everything they can to just eliminate the Zapdos from the game. Including this instant fake out. Okay, the instant was in the yellow. Okay, I think this turn, I just have to make sure that their Zacian goes down. And I can do that kind of simply by going for a Heat Wave. Followed by a Behemoth Blade into that spot. No matter what they do with this Instant, I should knock this Zacian down. They fake out into the Zapdos. That's fine because we outspeed with my Zacian. Oh, and we get a static. Okay. Nice and cheese. I'll take that. B-Blade now into their Zacian. That's what we like to see, folks. That's exactly what we like to see. Their Zacian's going to go down. This is why you always have to spam Airstream. If you're in an Airstream war, never don't spam Airstream. If there's any lesson you have to take home today, that's the one. Always spam Airstream. Now, the unfortunate thing is that my Scrafty doesn't seem like it can do much in this game. But I also don't think that's a big issue. I think here, for what it's worth, all we have to do is go for the T-Bolt onto the Ogre just for the initial damage. And just a big Sacred onto the Ensign. Big Sacred Sword onto the Ensign will be enough to knock it out. Good riddance. Now, unfortunately, it does look like my Zacian will fall this turn. My Zapdos might even fall this turn. It depends on what set this Ogre is. Ooh, does live. Does hang on. Big Origin Pulse. Yeah, it looks like a double knockout from my side of the field, unfortunately. But it's fine. It's fine because we have Fake Out in the back, right? We have Fake Out in the back, and I don't even remember what the last one was that we brought. What'd I bring? Scrafty and a friend. Grim! Okay, it was Scrafty. Oh, I don't have a lot of damage here. I win, though. There's nothing that my opponent can do to win the game. Because all I have to do is Fake Out and Scary Face. And then Scary Face again next turn, and then go for like a Throat Chop or something. That's GG. So let's Scary Face here. Let's Fake Out here. I do think I need 2 Scary Faces to win, though. Real talk. Whoop! Oh, it lives at 1! It's gonna live at 1 HP. There's 1 Scary Face. The next one will be coming. And that should be game. They gotta hope that I'm like the miniest of min speed on my scrap. I could Detect. I'm not gonna do it, though. I could Detect to guarantee the victory, but I'm not gonna do it. I think 2 Scary Faces. -4 is more than enough for my Scrafty to outspeed an Ogre, I believe. Unless it's a Scarfed in before Scarfed. No, it's not. Scrafty with the Drain Punch. Gonna take a dub in today's episode. Gonna get the final kill at 1 HP onto an Ogre. That's what we like to see. No Poliwhirl. My opponent didn't bring Poliwhirl. I guess they weren't counting on the Poliwhirl for the dub. But anyway, GG. Togedemaru Braviary. Whoa, that's new. Now, unfortunately, Togedemaru with the Lightning Rod is actually very annoying for my team because the Zapdos does want to spam Lightning on literally everything. The good news is my Scrafty is low-key really good because they have a lot of things weak to fighting, a lot of things weak to dark on their team. I'm honestly... I'm inclined to go Ogre Scrafty as my lead, bring the Zacian in the bag, and then bring Ferrothorn as my far back. Because it looks like they want to set Trick Room here, and if they are going to set Trick Room here, I want to have the Ferrothorn to deal with it. So what if I just go like super aggressive, double restricted turn 1, bring Scrafty Pharaoh in the back, just in case they do set Trick Room, I'm able to deal with it then. I think I like that idea better. And I think I'm also going to be Dynamax my Ogre this game. Depending on what their lead is, right? If they have the Indeedee lead, then I'm not going to Dynamax Ogre because I want to get the spread move damage. But if they do, then different story. Also, if they go with the Trick Room lead, I have sub on my station. So I have a lot of options. It's not like I'm out of options here. I have all the options under the sun for this Trick Room team, which I like. I think that's a really good adjustment for this team to have the sub Zacian just to deal with Trick Room. Whoa, this is the most non-passive lead that I've ever seen. It seems like their goal here is to either Fake Out and paralyze me or something. Or something. Maybe Yawn Spam because they know that I can't smack them with electric moves. I'm not going to commit to Dynamax yet. I'm just going to Water Spout. Part of me wants to Water Spout and Protect. Maybe even Water Spout and Sub. I think I'm going to Sub first, though. Because I know that Togedemaru gets Fake Out and stuff. I just don't know if I care. Okay, they're not clicking Fake Out, so that's good enough for me. All right, we get the Sub up. They're going to go for the Nuzzle here, which means they won't para me, which is nice. That's all I really cared about. They won't even break my Sub. Okay, nice try. Nice try, you little rat. Big old crit onto somebody. Togedemaru is going to hang out with the Focus Sash, followed by the Yawn. Okay, so they went for like double. That's no fun. All I have to do is hard swap out this Ogre now, right? Which I think is okay. Let me just go into Scrafty. And then I'm going to Sacred the... Actually, why wouldn't I just Behemoth Blade the Umbreon, right? I just go for the Behemoth Blade onto the Umbreon, no matter what. If the Umbreon switches it... You got played, son. What can I say? You're gonna get 4 battles this episode. I'm gonna keep that in because I think it's hilarious. Kyurem White Necrozma. And the rest of the team is just tank out the wazoo. Got it. They don't have a solid form of speed control beyond the Necrozma Trick Rooming, which is nice. Position would be also great for us here, but they do have the potential Intimidate on their side of the field as well. We have to be a little bit concerned about that. What do we do in this scenario? I want to bring Scrafty. I just don't know if I want to lead with Scrafty, right? The Scrafty could help with like having a max, not max, just a straight up Drain Punch into the Kyurem, which would be pretty nice. I kind of want to do Ogre Scrafty. Leave the Zapdos behind. Is that normal? I think it's okay for this battle. Bring the Zacian in the back. And then last but not least, Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn is another steel type that can smack the Kyurem for super effective damage. It's also another thing to really deal with the Gastrodon that's on the field. Or if I just want to tank and stall, I have Lefties and Leech Seed. So nothing can go wrong there. Or if they even set Trick Room, I will then be the fastest thing on the field. So I think my opportunities and my options are endless with the Ferrothorn on the field. Also gives me a pretty nice switch into like a potential Regieleki move. This is definitely not a normal team. This team is a little bit fun, a little bit gimmicky, so we're gonna have to use our big old brain cells and see if we can take it home. My opponent is in a dark room. Now, the problem with my opponent's team is that they have a lot of potential leads, right? It can really go down either way. It's not like I can predict what they're going to lead with. Double Master Ball going to be Kyurem and Aleki. Little spook. Not going to lie. Little spook. I think I definitely have to hard swap into my Ferrothorn here. There's no way they Dynamax the Aleki instead of the Kyurem, right? Like, if I really wanted to, I could still Dynamax No. I could... Switching into Ferrothorn is my safest play, even though it doesn't seem that way. Part of me really wants to just blow up the Aleki and then just assume that the Aleki is not Dynamaxing here, which I really don't think it is. I'm going to fake out the Aleki. I don't think the Aleki is Dynamaxing. I think, like, if you have Kyurem on the team and on the field, you click Dynamax on Kyurem always. Now, unfortunately, this could be a situation where they're really desperate to knock out Ogre and they just want to go for the Max Lightning into the Ogre spot plus a Freeze Dry. If that's the case, then they're really desperate to knock out Ogre. Okay, the fact that they're Dynamaxing first doesn't actually mean anything because both Pokemon should be outspeeding my Ogre anyway. Yes, okay, good. Woo! Woo! All right, as long as I can knock out Aleki, I don't care. Right? You could knock out Scrafty, you could knock out anything. I'm gonna go in with Zacian, I'm gonna smack you in the face. That's all that I care about. Now, this could be Babiri on Kyurem. I think that has been popping up here and there, right? It's not uncommon anymore. It's definitely an option for some people. But anyway, Dynamax Ogre versus Dynamax Kyurem White. We get to clap on this Aleki, which is really nice. Bop. Yeah, Scrafty about to win us the game. That flinch is huge, right? It's a really big flinch. They go for the Max Quake. Be my guest. I don't care. There's nothing that can make this Aleki not die to this Max Geyser right now. You could have 6 Max Quakes. It probably will still die to this Max Geyser. All right, and we find out it's Life Orb. Good. So it's not Babiri, which means my Zacian can come in and just smack it in the face. Anyway, big ol' Max Geyser onto the Aleki. Sayonara. That was our biggest threat on their team. Now gone. Amazing. Next thing to be concerned about is if they just go into... They had the Gastro that whole time. Yikes. All right. Well, now we switch to Max Strike here. I'm going to leave this Kyurem on the field. I don't really think I have to hit it. I can... Actually, I'm going to chip it a little bit. Just to guarantee my Zacian knocks out. Even after an Intimidate from the instant. I'm super surprised that they didn't swap in that Gastro turn 1 if they had it in the back. I honestly forgot that it was in the game. But hey, I didn't get punished for it. See, my gut told me to swap into Ferrothorn. I went against my gut, which is probably not something that you should do every time. All right, now my opponent has options. Whether or not they take these options is up to them, right? Another Max Quake from their side of the field. That's okay because the rest of my team is physical, right? The Scrafty is actually going to take that very well. That's a Life Orb Kyurem, guys. And I didn't even take half to it, so that's honestly surprising. Now, either that's a wonky Kyurem set or we're just a disgusting Pokemon. I don't even know what to say. Let's see how much damage we can do here with the Drain Punch. It is going to be a stab on Drain Punch, which is nice. So I do expect about, like, I don't know, 30%-ish. A little less. It's fine. Like, as long as the Behemoth Blade can knock it out. Oh, I did get a lot of health back, though. That's always worth. And then an Earth Power into my Scrafty as well. I'm right back to where I started. Okay, so the Drain Punch worked out. I think after one more Max Strike, the Scrafty should be outspeeding the Kyurem White. I'm just going to double into this Gastro now, though. Also still going for Drain Punch just to get health back, just to be irritating. Now, with that little damage, is like, it almost looks like it's an Assault Vested Scrafty. It's not. It's Cobble Berry. Like, I actually don't run... The Assault Vest is actually on the Ogre, right? Which I guess they could assume after seeing how little damage their Max Quake did to the Ogre, but the Scrafty is, like, putting up a pretty nice showing today, or at least in this battle. It did something in the first battle, did nothing in the second because that ended in one turn, but this third battle... We're making some things happen, making some magic happen. Max Strike now. Into the Gastro. Gonna do a lot of damage there, actually. That might have been a crit. It smells like a crit because they had that was supposed to do less damage. Oh, no, I guess it just wasn't. Cool. Followed by the Drain Punch into the Gastro. We're just chipping down the Gastro here. Now, as long as the Gastro doesn't have Recover, which most of them don't anymore, I think we're cool. They actually switched to Max Hailstorm. I guess they really want this KO on Scrafty. That's the only thing I could possibly think of, is that they really want that KO on Scrafty. Listen, be my guest. You did it. You knocked out Scrafty. This is fine. That's not fine. Oh, that was last time on Dynamax too. I'm just gonna have to hard swap. That's fine. I have to hard swap that spot. That's all that means. That is all that means. I have to hard swap that spot and I have to bring in my Ferrothorn. This is gonna work out. This is gonna work out. Because they're gonna start going for freeze dries into that Ogre spot anyway, so I get to bring in my Zacian on that hard swap to take the freeze dry. I don't think they go for an Earth Power into that Ogre. That just seems a little bit... Actually, I guess they could. They could predict my Zacian swap because they just figure that it is the last Pokemon that I have alive. That would honestly not be good. So I think I'm gonna Water Spout. I'm gonna stay in here on purpose. I'm just gonna Water Spout and Power Whip. The Gastrodon's -2, so I think my Ferrothorn actually outspeeds the Gastro here. The Water Spout, I know I'm gonna give Gastro a boost, but it's fine. Now, if they went for the Earth Power, I made the right play. Because I would have lost my Zacian for no reason. Just doing a little bit of chip damage here. That's all I really need to do here. Yep. Okay, good. Listen, sometimes you're not born yesterday, sometimes you are. In this case, I was not. A big old Power Whip now on to the Gastro Dizzy. Nice. Good riddance. I think now I just start Gyro Balling and setting up not screens, what's it called? Well, now I got the Sleepy Ogre, which is a little bit unfort. I can set up Seeds and Gyro Ball now, though. Which is more important? Seeds or Gyro Ball? Seeds or Gyro Ball? Seeds or Gyro Ball? I think Gyro Ball? Seeds is a little bit anti-aggression. Oh, they have Instant. Wait, that sucks. That's actually very bad. I'm gonna attempt to wake and protect. I think that's my only play. I'm pretty sure that's my only play. This will stall whatever Flare Blitz fake out nonsense they want to do right away. I might have to say goodbye to my Ferrothorn. It's like I essentially need the Zacian to come in for free. I don't need it to come in on a hard swap, because coming in on a hard swap is actually going to ruin me on both sides of the field. They actually go for the Blizzard here, so that means they might not have Freeze Dry if they have Earth Power. It does hurt my Ogre a lot, but the Assault Vest is going to keep me intact, which is really nice. All right, it's not Safety Goggles instant. That's some more information that we're getting here. Thankfully, my lefty is going to keep me chipless. I mean, the more health my Ferrothorn has, the theoretical more health that the instant's going to take. So that's good news. I'm going to go for the Gyro Ball here on the Kyurem, because I'm pretty sure instant can't win the game on its own. Kyogre does wake. Here's a big Origin Pulse. Yes, second turn wake, baby. Good. Oh. Well, instant dies if it Flare Blitz here. So that's honestly perfect for me. Is that Sash? The weakness policy. The 1 HP weakness policy. Flare Blitz into the Ferrothorn. You know what? Knock me out. You deserve it. You deserve it. Here's the thing, though. I got this Pokemon called Dog. Dog loves to eat dragons for breakfast. I think we're in a pretty good spot regardless. Big ol' Blizzard. Is single targeted now. Gonna do a lot of damage. Could even pick up a freeze if it wants, but doesn't look like it's gonna. We live at 5, baby. All right, Zacian coming out now, and thanks to all of those max strike speed drops, we're sitting nice and pretty right now. We are sitting nice and pretty. It's Kyurem versus Ogre and Zacian, both of which faster. There isn't much my opponent can do, I don't think. I'm gonna go for just a straight up Hyper Beam for fun. And then a Behemoth Blade. But that should be a forfeit there. GG's. That was a really good back and forth game. I think we made some really good reads, and we didn't make unnecessary switches when we just legitimately didn't have to. Ooh, that's a Garchomp. Oh, hold on. This team is terrifying. Zapdos goes really hard here. But that Garchomp is so spooky. You know what? We go Zapdos. We go Scrafty. We could stop any potential Tailwinds that want to happen here as well, which is really cool. Part of me wants to bring the Ogre, but part of me also realizes there's a Rillaboom there. I think Zacian's a must. Maybe I go Zacian Ferrothorn. Ignore the Ogre for this battle. Listen, we got 3 wins so far. This is the last battle of the day. I think we can make some funny things happen, right? I think we can maybe make some funny things happen. We can maybe... have some tricks up our sleeve, you know? We don't have to be the most competitive all the time. Let's bring in the Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn did well in the last battle, so put pressure on my opponent. Now, they are going to lead with the Zacian and the Whimsy. The Whimsical Cot itself. Now, the Intimidate's actually really convenient here. I think we got a nice lead. I think we definitely got a nice lead. I'm unfortunately going to have to Dynamax. That's the only way I can actually knock out the Whimsicott here. But the good news is, I think after just 1 Airstream boost, I should be outspeeding the Zacian the following turn. And the Zacian can't one-shot me, which is all that I really care about here. Now, the Zacian could have, like, Play Rough for my Scrafty. And if it does, I'm fine with that, too. Like, the Scrafty did its job. The Scrafty is going to get the Fake Out off. The Scrafty got the Intimidate off. That's all that I really needed Scrafty for, right? But at the very least, we're Dynamaxing our big ol' Zapdos. Which means they're at least not Dynamaxing Whimsicott is some information that we're receiving here. But it all depends on what the Zacian wants to do. The Zacian actually should sub if it has it. Okay, no Protect from the Whim. So we are just going to get a nice Whim KO here, it seems. They do just go for the Behemoth Blade. Go to Scrafty, please. Onto the Zap, fine. It's at least only neutral. We could actually, that actually turns it into a 3 KO too. Oh, Static coming in clutch, baby. Nice big Airstream now into the Whimsicott. Sayonara, Tom. I feel good now. They didn't get Tailwind up. We got the para on the Zacian, and the Zacian's at neutral. We accomplished 3 things this turn, and all they accomplished was getting my Zapdos to about half. Okay, exactly half almost. Actually, how close are we to half? What's 388 divided by 2? Kevin, you can do that in your head. No. 194. We're actually below half right now. Bringing out the Ogre. I think that's okay. So we have the Airstream boost. The Ogre has to protect. I'm actually gonna go ahead, go for the max lightning into the, because like I could deal with the Ogre later. So I think I'd much rather just max lightning the Zacian right now. So I could deal with the Ogre with the Ferrothorn theoretically, with like Leech Seeds and being irritating, or even my own Zacian in the back, right? Now the Ogre is gonna Dynamax for them. This is still not over, right? We have the advantage at the moment, but the advantage can really change. Like a protect here from either one of these can really screw me up. Haha. I went for the Zacian. Bop, max lightning into the Zacian spot. Great damage. Can never complain about that damage. Now, if I doubled in to the Zacian spot, that would have been a little bit better, but I don't think the difference would have been that big. Now, unfortunately, I will die from like another B-Blade, I think. Oopsie. Unless that happens. Big max lightning now onto the Ogre, followed by, I guess I'll throw the Drain Punch into the Zacian here. Now, keep in mind, even though that just happened, the game is still not technically over. Okay, now whoever the Scrafty goes for protects, apparently. This is why we rotate targets. Don't go for the obvious play twice. That's great damage. I'm just chipping down the restricteds at this point. Unfortunately, the Scrafty is really trying to fight. It's not allowed to, though. All right, Max Geyser now. This will knock out my Zapdos, which, honestly, at this point, good job, Zapdos. Also, we did learn that my Scrafty outspeeds their Ogre, which is kind of convenient. And they also have one more turn left of their Dynamax. Oh, they're also Life Orb. I think I'll go Ferrothorn for now. I'm going to hold my Zacian for as long as I possibly can. I'm just going to go Ferrothorn. I'm just going to go Power Whip. That should hopefully knock out Ogre. And hopefully Drain Punch does some things here. I probably should have protected with Scrafty now that I'm thinking about it, just to stall out the Ogre and its Dynamax. But hey, so be it. All right, Scrafty is going to be the fastest thing on the field, apparently. Gonna go for the Drain Punch here. Nice. Hey, it's chip damage. That's all I need is chip damage. They actually go for the Hailstorm here. That's definitely onto Ferrothorn, right? Do they double down into Ferro here? Oh, yikes. That's a lot of damage. They might have doubled down into Ferro just to make sure that the Ogre doesn't go down. Hey, if they're wasting their time doing that, be my guest. All by the Sacred Sword, also into Ferrothorn. Yep. Listen, if Ferrothorn's that much of a threat, fine by me. The Zacian will now go down thanks to the hail that you set up. Now that the Ogre's Dynamax is now gone too, and the Scrafty is apparently faster than the Ogre, then we're still sitting nice and pretty. Why is this Scrafty just fast, or does that one Airstream boost make that much of a difference? They must have built like a very tanky team for this to be the case, right? Rillaboom coming out on the field now. Interesting. I don't think it matters though. It's just interesting. The Rillaboom shouldn't be able to one-shot Scrafty, I don't believe. Actually, Rillaboom shouldn't be able to one-shot anything. I think we go for the double protect this turn for 2 reasons. Incoming fake out is potential, right? They could always go for a fake out and try to get like a cheap KO on one of my 2 mons. Or we could be scouting for their protect, because we do know they have it, because they clicked max guard their first turn of their Dynamax, right? So the fact that they did click that means they probably will click it again here. So I get to kind of, you know, stall that out, time that out. Now, I think the next turn, Do we ignore the ogre? I don't know how intelligent that is, but I'm considering ignoring the ogre here. All right, here's the Scrafty detect. There's the Zacian detect. There's the fake out. It was going to be into the Zacian spot. Look, they're trying to get the cheap KO on the Zacian, followed by the Origin Pulse. Okay. I think we just have to knock out ogre because there's not much Rilla can do to knock out Zacian, I don't think. So all we really have to do is just go for the Sacred Sword onto the ogre, get rid of it, and then just Drain Punch the Rillaboom. Now the Rillaboom could theoretically also carry Protect. It could also do a lot of damage to my Scrafty. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get the Intimidate boost off. But we have the 2 fastest Pokemon in the field right now. So then this is the safest play. We just split our targets, knock out the ogre because that's the important one. The Rillaboom's going to need a lot of Grassy Glides to knock out my Zacian. The ogre protects, fine. Absolutely fine by me. There's a Sacred Sword. They did not go for... Ooh, so that means they went for the higher horsepower. That still shouldn't knock me out. I think they still need the double protect to win here. Oh, Woodhammer, wow. Oh, that might knock Scrafty out. Ooh, hanging on, Scrafty, nice. Oh, but the Hail goes first, 15 HP, is that enough? Yes, we live with 5 left, beautiful. Oh, these are the world's longest turns thanks to Hail and grassy terrain. If you guys didn't know, the grassy terrain, things like grassy terrain and Hail tells you the speed order of the board state, right? So you saw how it went Zacian heal, Scrafty heal, Rillaboom heal, Kyogre heal. That's the speed order. I'm just putting that out there for people that don't know. Yeah, we still go Sacred Sword into Ogre. And let's just go for the Drain Punch into the Rilla. Unfortunately, Rilla is going to Grassy Glide here, but that's okay, right? I could have protected. It doesn't matter, though. In the end, it doesn't matter. It looks like this is just like Grass move Rilla and nothing else. As long as the Sacred Sword knocks out here, we're good. Nice. Sacred Sword is going to eliminate the Ogre from the game. We're going to take a billion different turns of chip damage. And all that we got to do now is just click Behemoth Blade. That's literally it. There's no way that a Rillaboom can be EV to live a Behemoth Blade at half HP. There's not a single EV spread in the world. Followed by this, just straight up a Behemoth Blade into the Rilla. Should win us the victory. And that's going to be, what, 4 wins in an episode? For Scrafty? That's wild. That's definitely wild. I've been on like a serious win streak here on the channel, huh? I had yesterday's video with Noivern, got the triple win. This video with Scrafty's getting the... might be getting the 4 wins. For some reason, they're taking their sweet, lovely time. I don't know. You can go ahead and calc it if you want, Tom. I promise the calc isn't going to make a difference here. Hey, look, I'll put my controller down. This is just BM at this point. That is especially BM. Listen, I got nowhere to go. The people got nowhere to go. Go ahead. You want to do this? Be my guest. But like I said, ignoring my opponent's clear bad manner, we got a serious streak of victories here, which is really convenient, right? It could be because for the last 2 days we're playing Swordfish teams, maybe. But hey, we have the Fun Buns on them, right? And they're not exactly the same Swordfish teams. Like yesterday we were using no electric type, I believe. I think our Airstream user wasn't the Zapdos, it was actually the Noivern. And this time around, we're not using the Instant, we're using the Scrafty. So it's interesting seeing how Swordfish teams can get updated depending on certain situations, right? This is literally just bad manner. Like, Tom, just forfeit. Just forfeit or turn off your Switch. Like, what does this do for you? I'm gonna bring a timer. There's no way you live, Tom. There's no way. All right, sayonara. Thanks for wasting my time. Anyway, guys, don't be like that. Don't be like that person. If the game's over, don't sit there and make the other person wait. That's so rude. Just accept your loss. Anyway, I'm a little salty. It's fine. Let's go ahead and get you guys that rental code. And here you have the rental code for the Scrafty team. Honestly, like, what can I say? This team was amazing. I feel like every single Pokemon on this team played a severe role in today's video. I got really lucky with statics thanks to the Zapdos. Zapdos pretty much, I think, came to was it every battle? Zapdos might have came to like every single battle today, which is really convenient, right? I mean, the team doesn't have a great form of speed control. It does have things like Scary Face, does have things like Max Airstream. That's pretty much it, right? You're playing against Trick Room. You do have the sub on Zacian, which honestly did come in clutch against that Togedemaru and Umbreon lead. The Hyper Beam on the Ogre, ridiculously strong, right? I guess I forgot to mention that's another form of speed control too. This is the Hyper Beam on the Ogre with the Max Strike. Helped so much against that Kyurem team. And honestly, ChasmRift, you got a great team here. I think this team is really fun. It has a lot of potential. Grab that rental code while it's out. I have no idea how long Chasm is going to keep it out for. And also make sure to check out Chasm's stuff down below in the description next to the rental code and the Poke Paste. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed today's video, hit the like button down below and subscribe to Pokesports if you haven't done so already. I'm Kevin. This is Pokesports. Have a great night and peace out. Bye-bye.